Hello and welcome back to Three Men, No Brain, originally a wrestling podcast, which has only ever featured three men once and has never featured any brain. I am the only consistent man across all of these podcasts. My name is Max Landis. I'm a writer, and you're already on my YouTube. So if you're here, you know who I am for one reason or another. I'm here to introduce, play with, speak to one of my close friends, Alex Alexander, ladies and gentlemen. Or if we're being honest about my YouTube audience, gentleman and lady. Alex.
That's me.
We didn't eat before we came here. You brought me a bag of nuts.
You said you were hungry.
These nuts are very clearly not all from originally the same bag of mixed nuts. This is several different nut bags having been poured into something I didn't know existed, which is a stained red Ziploc. It's a red
it's not
Ziploc.
Stained.
Why is it a red? What would you put in a red Ziploc bag that wouldn't immediately look creepy and pink?
Okay, so first of all, obviously it's not like a premix of nuts. I obviously curate.
Chewing the builder's bar as you on the aisle.
I obviously curate my nuts, all right? I'm not a just off-the-shelf nut kind of gal, so let's clear that up. No, it's a combination of my favorite nuts and berries and also some organic dark cacao nibs that I really enjoy that are not quite chocolate. Anyway, the red bag is you can just buy things colored. Like you can buy things in colors, and if you would I rather have a Ziploc? Or colorful Ziplocs.
I mean, it adds something to it. It's a discussion piece.
Also, it came in a bag of like green, blue, red, and purple Ziplocs, and so I use them as I'm packing. You know, this especially when I'm
color
packing.
coding for serial killer cannibals who need to keep everything.
Listen, I don't want one spleen from one person.
No,
the other, you can't. Ugh, you don't want to.
Green spleen stays in the Joe area with Joe's toes, fingers, and severed penis. Red bags are for the Eileen area. Okay, what do we want to talk about? What's our?
All right.
What are we doing today?
What are we doing?
I can tell you something.
Tell me some, and then I'll tell you what I'm doing.
I want to write a movie about a woman.
You want to write a movie?
I want to write a movie about a woman with too much plastic surgery.
You're in the right city, baby girl.
Who's fucked herself up, and the doctor should have told her no, and she looks like the female gremlin.
Oh my God, one time, oh sorry, go ahead.
No, please.
One time, I got you. There was a point when I was living.
What did I remind you of?
There was a point when I was living in Las Vegas, and I was like 23 or whatever, 24, and I was like doing too much, and I put too much filler in my
You're thinking
face.
too much about the camera.
I am.
Look right at me when you tell me about the filler you put in your face.
I was putting too much filler in my face, and I ended up looking like handsome Squidward. And it was really bad, and truly, there's like a few photos where it was like maybe like 2 photo sets I did, and I looked at them and I was like, oh my God, I have to stop. I look insane. Okay, so movie.
So when you got too much filler, and you were looking in your face and you looked like the kid from Mask, you looked like someone had inflated your face.
It was terrible.
You were immediately aware of that.
Pretty quickly.
I see fake butts so big that I don't understand how laying down on your back or taking a shit. Taking a shit seems like a thing where you're putting, when I take a shit, I got a nice butt. But when I take a shit, this much of my hand comes close to interacting with my butt, my butthole, right? If they're taking a shit and their butt's this big, your whole hand has to go in and scoop.
So there's this thing that exists for people with large asses, regardless of how they got there, where it's sort of like a shoehorn for wiping.
So it goes in like a duckbill?
And it, because you can't quite reach. So
But can you imagine?
Probably.
But it's a medical. Well, I can imagine all sorts of things. I can imagine having 2 buttholes.
Are you thinking about it right now?
Yeah, I can do it
would
right
you shit
now.
out of both of them?
I have an incredible imagination.
I know, Max. You
I
have
can
a
imagine
phenomenal imagination.
almost any amount of buttholes on my body with
would
enough
they be?
time.
Okay, hold on.
If you give me prep time to really
Buttholes on the elbows.
Well, that's hard because it's a hole on a joint.
It
so
is.
you would want
Okay,
you
all right.
want the butthole in there.
Like-
and then you walk around like this, and then you do Spider-Man and you spray food. What about a person?
Butthole belly button, obviously.
What about a superhero? I'm sure it's in some exploitation movie from the 80s or early 90s where blood effects were everywhere. But what about somebody who'd slit their wrists and was their power was they're shooting blood, and here he comes. Like that. And
emo kid who got like locked in time
Super
and
emo kid.
like died, and like their only moment is as they slit their wrist.
I never meet cutters anymore. I feel as
It really had its moment.
it really had its
really out of
moment.
vogue.
Well, I just remember when I'm millennial, so when I was like in high school, there would be girls who you're making out with, and they just gnarly self-harm the lines. I feel like I never see self-harm scars anymore.
I think
Maybe
for
it's
one
just because
thing-
I'm not hanging around.
I was going to say, you're an adult now.
I'm an adult.
And a lot of self-harm happens in adolescence. Also, I do think culturally, cutting yourself as a form of self-harm really had its moment. Like,
did.
genuinely. And there are much more...
1997 to 2006.
Literally, yes. And I think that there are a lot more, like, delicate, nuanced ways to really harm yourself now that are just less easily portrayed in media.
And also
You know?
the dopamine loops we're in. Like I bet, and I know it's probably bad to say, but I bet one of the great things about this is I bet it has meaningfully raised body dysmorphia, but meaningfully lowered self-harm.
I think it's meaningfully changed what self-harm looks like.
Tell me about that.
I think that immediate, obvious...
I agree immediately, but
Sure.
go on.
Immediate, obvious harm to your like corporeal form, probably yes. You know, people are less likely to open their skin.
Yeah.
I think the ways in which we harm ourselves now and the ways in which children and adolescents harm themselves are probably much more significant and have much longer lasting psychological effects and are less obvious, less visible, and not necessarily immediate to the body.
That's super interesting.
Especially as it relates to exposing oneself on the internet inappropriately and before you're like psychologically ready. I think a lot of self-harm has to do with exposure now.
I want to unpack that further. So I would make the observation that a lot of physical self-harm is reactive to anxiety, to trauma, to wanting to feel something, as I understand it. I'm someone, you once threatened recently to do jujitsu to me. And I made a noise like a scream because
Yes.
I'm so afraid. I've been in a couple fights in my life and I've received some pretty serious injuries, but there is nothing appealing about pain to me.
Yeah.
The first time I ever got in a fight and got hit I was like, oh, that's what getting hit feels like? I no longer want to be tough. I no longer want to be ever anything. I'm bottom bitch for life. And I flipped out of that, and I think later in my life I won a fight, but if you can call it winning, we got separated, but I was clearly more macho. I'm turning into my father. I'm getting topics. But anyway, for the YouTube clip, what I would say is a lot of physical self-harm, drug use, abuse of any kind of stimulus is reactive to something going on inside the person.
Okay.
And the new type of self-harm you're talking about is crazy because this is actually generative of traumatic experience one would not otherwise have.
I don't disagree. I think there's a second element that feels really important. I think a lot of self-harm, especially cutting, is a plea for help. It is a cry, it is a beg, it is a scream for an adult or someone to say, something's wrong with you, let's find out what it is. And I would say most self-harm is, yes, responsive, reactive to an internal experience, but I do think it is often something's going on, I don't have the words for it, I don't know how to get help for what's happening inside of me, so if I show you something that is very obviously bad and wrong, you'll get help. You'll help me.
Well, hold on, because...
Which I think aligns very well with overexposing oneself on the internet.
I want to go further down that rabbit hole.
Let's go.
Goth and emo aesthetics in general. I've known all kinds of goths. Like, really, I am kind of a goth. You know that, even though I'm not.
Sure. In the way that I feel very punk adjacent, even though like you would never clock it.
You are punk adjacent. We're both eccentrics.
Yes.
Who are often with people when we're next to people. It like works. We're that aesthetic. We're this aesthetic. For this podcast, I dress like this because I want to seem like an adult and fool people.
You're doing a very good job.
It hurts because everything that comes out of my mouth is like, on pro wrestling last night, the two guys really really don't like each other. They don't.
You
they're
mean
in
the
a fight.
Batman costumes in your attic?
I
or
wear my
they're-
Batman costume in the garage and I
Yeah.
do my acting performance and I make myself cry. Ben's crying too. He's filming, but I don't think he's crying because it's good.
Oh, Ben.
How much of the Kryptonian epic have you watched?
Some of it, not all of it.
Well, it's impossible to watch all of it unless you
Yeah.
really like it.
No, yeah.
You should watch the big ones.
Okay. Watch party.
Because I can't watch. I've watched them all so many times, and it's so hard. For
Editing yourself is
torture.
I'm literally editing right, and I'm literally watching it like this.
Well, you just directed your first short film.
My
And
second.
wait, Alex, say who you are.
I'm Alex.
Ladies and gentlemen, AKA the Black Juliette Lewis,
They call me that.
great friend of mine,
We're pals.
artist, thinker, porn star. She's funny.
She's also a ginger.
She's ginger.
She's
She's real. Don't ask her about her past.
We do really need to come back to the
we-
inspiring. Okay, so my name's Alex. I am an artist. I'm a filmmaker and an actor, and I sometimes do things.
A bon vivant and a psychonaut setting about an exploratory journey on the second phase of a life whose first phase has ended.
And boy, are we happy it has.
Yeah, you are spreading your wings,
I
and
really
you
am.
seem, to me, you seem the happiest and most stable I've ever seen you. That said, you and I, a thing that is commented about you and I, is we are both hypomanic
Big time.
pretty much all the time.
Yeah. The
And so-
emotions are 100% saturation.
Saturated by emotions.
Yeah.
But also you and I are right here.
Yeah.
And you're one of only like 5 other people I know like that, where people say we're like very confident and alive and well-spoken and articulate and all these things, and they don't realize that it's a faucet.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, I seem really
Yeah.
available because I just am. And
Yeah.
it's a leak. It's
And
coming
it's
out.
very dangerous.
It's terrifying.
It's very scary. You
Terrifying.
get used real easy.
real easy.
Yeah.
And you
It's
get misread really easy.
Yes.
And you're a people pleaser. You're like,
recovering people pleaser.
but you're like
Yeah,
so.
it's bad.
The way you are is so like easy and fun and nice. People just you take off your shoes.
Yeah.
I've
well,
spent so much time thinking about what shoes to wear. I've yet to find pants that are long enough to fit my legs. Do you mind if I sit like this? during
That's
them?
literally how I sat. They were like, Max sits there, and I was like, we'll see.
You sat like this, yeah.
Yeah, I literally was like,
So anyway, I'm here with another porn star. Wait, keep your legs open. So anyway, here with another porn star on my podcast about
was the
wrestling
first
comic
one?
books. Well, me. Tell me about the short you just shot.
the short I just shot is not porn, but it is fully explicit and incredibly graphic, and it is borderline like I don't want to call it horror because it doesn't really fit in the true horror genre, but it is incredibly off-putting
It's
and
uncomfortable.
nauseating.
It's uncomfortable.
It's uncomfortable, and it's a bit of body horror, and I'm very, very excited. It's a kind of like performance art experimental short, and it is very challenging to edit because it's my face and my vagina with blood pouring out of it and vomit everywhere, and editing has been a challenge.
Do you hear yourself as the most satisfying? Editing for me is very daunting.
It is.
And especially when you've seen my Kryptonian epic things.
Yeah.
I have my vagina out. I'm bleeding everywhere. It's my body.
You're making a statement about the world we live in, what it means to be a woman.
I'm making a statement about the world we live in, what it means to be a woman. I'm you, and I'm dressed up as you. No,
You're
but
7 inches shorter and have red hair.
I knew you measured the height difference while I was asleep. She crept into my room this morning and measured our height difference. What I find as a director, and I want to know your experience, is there's 2 things I feel more than anything else during editing about myself as director,
Okay.
like psychologically. First thing, I wish we got more. I wish we got one where it was like that. I wish we got a wide. I wish we got a wide is like the biggest. I wish we got an establishing shot. People forget that. They go right into cross coverage. So that's one feeling, is I feel like the biggest dumbass in the world. And then the second feeling, and it's something you only get when you're directing and in the edit, is you'll go, the character will go, no, we need to get out of here. You'll see the performance, and you in the editing room will think, God, that sucked. I wish we got a better one. And then, like the voice of an angel, you hear your own voice behind the camera go, can we get one a little softer without the hand motion? And they go, we need to get out of here. And you in the editing room go, I did it. I directed.
You
Do you have
directed.
that experience, or is it mainly about controlling the blood flow from the vagina?
For this short, I had a lot less time than I would like, obviously, but because of the shots were very long, mostly one takes, and with the blood and the vomit, it was very much like, okay, ready? We can do this twice.
Yeah, you have to reset.
Yeah. There's also zero dialogue. So it's all performance. It's all just emotion, and it's all just what I'm really, really, really feeling, because it's me. So it's like beautiful, and also like it's such a double-edged sword to be like, it's only kind of acting. I'm really just feeling things. Like it's
It's a lot more naked than doing porn.
It's
Infinitely.
Infinitely. Two things. One, acting is far more vulnerable than anything I've ever done on a porn set or in any kind of like adult video. And two, the most degrading, humiliating fucking thing I have ever done
Whose choice was that?
as an adult entertainer is social media. There is nothing I have done with my clothes off that holds a fucking candle anywhere near social media.
Can you hit the heart of why that is? Because you've always resented a little bit, and you were like one on OnlyFans for a second or something, or you were
Not like the number one, but I was I was in like the top 0.04, like top zero.
But even in that,
And I mean on TikTok I had million.
even by the time I met you, which was sort of the tail end of that era.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or kind of during
the very first time we met.
at Tyler's party.
That was kind of like during.
That was during.
Yeah.
That party.
That was so fun.
I so regularly in my life have experiences that are like something from a movie.
That makes sense for you, Max.
Yeah, but I don't do it to myself. Well, wait, I want to
Well,
talk.
you do. Literally the other day, you said
Okay, what? What happened?
no.
What did I do the other day?
I actually don't want to share your story. I don't want to tell.
Tell the story. So
The
you and
other
I.
day, you said, someone needs me to make a mysterious cash delivery in the hills. I'm up for an adventure. I'm avoiding these last 5 pages. What do you mean you don't do it to yourself? You absolutely create the most insane, wonderful experiences.
And that's how I spent 3 hours with Steven Tyler of Aerosmith, who is now my friend. I can't, he doesn't want to leave his house. I don't know. But you and I have the same thing, which is that the way we are, for how silly and eccentric you and I are.
Yes.
A thing that people don't understand, and you're going to know immediately what I mean, is that you and I so often are the straight man in a situation. You and I are repeatedly in situations where we are the befuddled normal person.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is. Because we are weird.
I think it's because everything's right there. Everything is face value. And so I think like a lot of people hide behind these layers and layers and layers of like sarcasm and irony and these like masks. And like, not to say you and I don't have our protective mechanisms, but in general, we are what we are. It is very much what you see is what you get. And like, we experience the world that way too. And so like, things are very literal, I think, in our experience. And where people, I think, have these abstracted experiences in order to like manage existing, they have to sort of like pull their consciousness back a little and like bounce things off of mirrors so that they can like manage the reality of the world and how bright and saturated it all is. Where I think you and I are just sort of like, yeah, we're in it.
And a crazy person who's crazier than us will meet us right there.
Yes.
And then go past us.
Yes.
To the point where
I meet very few people like that.
I constantly am in a conversation with someone who's weirder than I am.
I don't hang out with enough weird people.
Well, you also live
I'm also
a relatively
very busy.
And you're very busy, and you live a relatively socially isolated lifestyle. You really choose your friends carefully.
Because
And
people are mean and scary.
yeah, people are mean and
People
scary.
have been really mean to me.
You have had a life where people have been. I want to talk about your life. I don't know what I'm allowed to say.
Start talking. I didn't talk to my dad for like 6 years. I'm not on speaking terms with my mother.
Those are not impressive in the scale of the things of cruelties. Those are horrible things. But like you, one of the things you said to me, we were talking, and you said the meme of it's so horrible when someone tells you, you're strong. You're so strong.
Okay. So
Don't abbreviate.
I'm not abbreviating, but this is a great. You started here. I'm gonna coming back.
Sure.
I'm studying at the Lee Strasberg Theater and Film Institute in New York. I love it. I took a comedy class. As part of this, we had to write stand-up. One of my like core bits was that for the number of times people have told me, whoa, if that happened, I think I would kill myself. I don't feel like I'm funny enough. I really feel like I should have like I've earned being a little funnier than I am.
You're pretty funny.
Like
But you're not the type of funny that's like.
I'm not joke funny.
Yeah, you are funny because of the fun and funny thing about you to me is your yes-anding of absolutely anything that comes at you, your ability to seamlessly climb into any bit. I remember one time you were at my house and Ben was there and I'm strange and I do strange things because I think they're funny, especially when I'm alone. Sometimes I get on all fours in my house and will abruptly run to another room like a chimp. And I do that even when I'm alone, just to see what it would feel like. And I've done it my whole life, and now that I'm in better shape, it's actually easier. I, while talking to Ben, abruptly dropped into all fours and fled the room as a chimp.
I remember this.
And you, without pausing, as though we were two chimps and someone had fired a gun, dropped and followed me as a chimp into the other room. And then when we got there, looked at me like, and what are we gonna do now? And I was like, I was laughing pretty hard. So let's talk about how horrible your life's been.
Great. I've written 3 eulogies in the last 10 years, and I feel like I have a curse that any man who really loves me is going to die. My earliest memories have been very clearly understanding my survival is predicated on my likability and not disturbing other people. My sexual value and my likability as a person and as a sex object are what have determined my safety my entire life, both literally and more abstractly. I have bartered something that society has given me. We as a society have made it very clear. Women have something that men want. Women have an inherent valuable thing, and men do not, and they want it. And I have it. And I knew that as a 4-year-old. And I knew I could trade that, and I did. And I have on purpose and in a way with a little less agency.
The weight of the words 4-year-old in that sentence are pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And you say it with pretty much like you're past it.
I mean, what am I gonna do?
Yeah. Well, your life has been a series of reactions, right? Like everyone's life is.
Sure.
But some people, there are these cannon fire situations that force them into the type. You say barter, and you did, but like do you think? Sorry, this is just a general good question. Do you think the fact that women are presented as having the special thing is the reason why there is this giant, or has been, it's less now, but there was this giant push to like de-patriarchy porn and make sex work this really empowering, positive thing that did not, in my understanding of it, give even a millimeter to the men who actually use sex work. And I feel people who go to sex workers, I feel like there is still now there's still a giant amount of stigma on the men, but I no longer understand why.
So what you're referring to, I believe, is the social component of what is referred to as the Nordic model, where it's not the supply that is criminalized, but the demand. And to be very clear, I personally and most sex workers do not support the Nordic model, as criminalization for one is criminalization for all, and it does not actually help increase safety or well-being of sex workers in any way. And it actually emboldens the consumer and the customer to still put you in a very unsafe position and deny screening, et cetera, because they argue, well, I incur the risk now. And
also it's a person who's probably headspace-wise in a different place where they know they're doing something illegal and therefore...
Right. Yes, it does. You're right. There is a slightly different like sort of audience draw there. But I believe what you're referring to is the sort of like social component of it's not the provider, it's the consumer. And I don't entirely disagree. It's sort of like, the front page of Pornhub isn't determined by the creator. It is determined by the viewer. It is.
Why are those videos on my front page of Pornhub?
There's a variety of reasons. Popularity, some, you can, but
it's like payola? Oh, that's interesting.
I'm not...
Are you about to get canceled from the porn industry?
No. in general, it is popularity based, and it's algorithmic like anything else, but it's algorithmic. They see what's and it's they have it like popular in the United States, popular globally.
There's people who have been put in front of me. There are people who come in and out of algorithmic significance who I'm like being shown a lot. Like I was always aware of Johnny Sins, but like now he's always there, and I'm like I don't want to always see him. And now they show me Jack and Jill and Shrooms Q and all these people.
I have plans to work with Jack and Jill. That's cute.
I'm always like, how do you get here? How are you, how are you an A-list porn celebrity without ever taking out any advertising I've ever seen?
We do the ad. So
the part you hate.
So our labor, this is part of why. So.
Did you have stroke?
No.
Okay.
There's a big push. So, okay, I'm going to throw you a bit of a thesis here that has to do with this. I believe that we have ushered in an age of a pseudo-acceptance of a very sanitized, softcore, social media-based porn that we have accepted because the ubiquity of oversharing deeply intimate private moments online and hustle culture have really laid the groundwork for allowing girl boss titty pic porn. And we as a society are like, yeah, that's feminism.
That's cool.
That's cool. And we have like kind of half accepted sex work, but only this very soft, sanitized version of it. And I think that part of this whole like how do you become a popular sex worker nowadays,
a famous porn star,
it is social media. That's the thing is, and so literally the documentary that I'm super jazzed to start working on is about like what does the term sex work mean anymore now, and what is the actual job? Because now to be a successful adult entertainer, you must be good at marketing. You must be a talented social media person. You must be an influencer. It's near impossible to just be good at porn unless you are very specifically a porn star, meaning not an independent creator. So porn is kind of like
it's a bubble. It's bubbles within the industry.
It is. So all of sex work is adult entertainment.
Behold.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
So often people say, "You don't have this. You don't know until you have this experience, or you'll understand when you're older," and they're always right.
That is something I wish I.
And I always go, shut up.
I'm always like, whatever. And then that's how I feel about grief. What it feels like to have your bones hurt, like real physiological pain, like sounds coming out of your mouth, escaping your body kind of pain, like borderline psychosis that grief can cause. And I simply had no idea that was possible until it was happening. And like, it rocked me. It restructured my brain, and I didn't know until I knew.
Grief, like all emotions, the experience of seeing someone experience an emotion is 0.0001% what it is to actually experience that emotion. And so often you think you have a threshold of how unhappy you can be, and really it's recursive because you experience the grief, you experience the pain, you experience the loss. And then 40 minutes from now, you're feeling a little better. And then actually, you experience the pain, and then the next day. And it's just, every time I'm feeling better, I realize I'm still in this situation because this situation is the new reality.
I feel like that new, the threshold too is sort of, it's very coming back to the like, oh, you're so strong, you're an inspiration. I feel like people only think that because they haven't been in it. People are like, oh, I don't know what I would do. You don't know, but you'd be fine. It's always the like, oh, I'd come, you wouldn't kill yourself. You'd be fine. You don't know because you've never had to do it. Kind of like when you're a little kid and you're like, oh, I could never go to college. That's crazy. I could never leave home. And then you do it and you're like, oh, okay, that was hard. I did it.
Yeah.
When you have no other option, you just do it.
Yeah.
And then your threshold just changes and your limits grow and you are able to do that. I think the thing that I do find it feels like such a disservice to the person saying it. I'm sort of like, you could. You haven't had to, and I'm so thankful, and I hope you never do, but you could.
You don't know they could. I will go ahead and say something.
Okay.
I think people get mutated by certain tragedies in their life. Like mutated, like permanently. I know people who, even as an adult, calling it trauma would be wrong, but they are disfigured in a way that they can't even engage with. Because so often when people are dealing with something like that, or any big disruptive life event, they try to answer it in some other area of their life. Well, I don't have that, I'll try to go into this instead of confronting it head on. So
It's because people are cowards. Something my boyfriend says a lot is
pain is hard.
Pain is hard, but also I can't remember if it's Seneca or Marcus Aurelius, but somebody was like every day I wake up a coward. And every day you get to choose to be brave. Every day you get to choose to not be a pussy-ass little bitch. I remember actually you telling me that story outside of a 7-Eleven. What, we had done something that...
Why are we hanging outside of 7-Eleven?
We had stopped at a 7-Eleven.
Classic us smoking cigs outside the 7-Eleven. Just dealing crack to homeless people. What?
Skipping second period.
Skipping stones on the pond with our dog Red. You and me, kids together, selling crack to homeless people.
So horrible.
4 cigarettes each hand outside the 7-Eleven. And then we blow it into each other's mouths while we do this, like Black Swan.
Max, they would have started a new school just for us.
Yeah, that's true.
What were we talking about?
What? I don't know. Oh, trauma.
Trauma.
The death of the 2 central male figures in your life. The violent death. 3?
Yeah, my boyfriend. My first boyfriend and my brother.
Oh, fuck. I forgot about the first boyfriend.
That one was really violent. Did I tell you that story? He broke my windows in and there was glass everywhere. We got into a literal fist fight over a loaded gun.
Yes, no, I know that one.
It was crazy.
I know that one.
That's how I learned that, that's literally how I learned. I mean, I knew that they used prop glass in movies, but that's how I learned that wine bottles do not break over people's heads like that. They do not just shatter. They are very sturdy. And so anyway, it was the 3 central
This
male
is
figures.
Exhibit D during the trial. This footage about the wine bottle.
No, I got cleared of all.
What the hell? You want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about it? Do you want to talk about the most recent one? Because the other ones are digging into your really dark past. But you said you weren't sure if you wanted to talk about this. You seem totally at peace and confident in talking about it and willing to talk about it. But I know how hard it's been for you. I know that the world maybe wants to see Alice White more than they want to hear about what happened with Alex. But
the hesitance is the complication that it brings up in work. I, as a person, a regular full human being, am ready to talk about it. I talk about it a lot, as you know, personally.
Yeah, it comes up apropos of nothing.
Yeah, it's everywhere. He's in my brain, dude.
Yeah, he lives in your brain.
He lives in my head. I lost my partner in 2023 to murder.
Do not take 2. Don't smile. I know you so well. I know your natural response to everything is a smile.
Oh my God. Okay. So I'm studying method acting and I love it so much. And obviously one of my default defenses to keep myself together is to smile, and it's very people pleasing, blah 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 blah. Mm-hmm. And there's one teacher there, Jacqueline Jacobus, who I love, and she doesn't know it yet, but she's my fairy godmother and she's going to adopt me one day. And she is dialed in. She reads me like a fucking book. I can't get anything past her. I love her. And I shared with her because someone was like, you actually really need to tell your method teachers because it's really not fair to them. They need to know what to avoid in guiding you through certain experiences. And I was like, okay. So I told her about it.
Okay, don't talk about men. I can't act in anything where there are men.
So if you got anything with rape or death.
Or sex or men.
Or sex or men. Or money or gender, probably.
Yeah.
Siblings. Don't talk about siblings.
I'm happy you can smile about it. And I would describe it as one of the most arbitrary, terrifying ways to be murdered.
He opened the door.
And
died. In the face.
Maybe,
he got shot in the face.
Yeah.
But genuinely, something that brings a lot of...
How long were you with him?
8 years.
Since you were how old?
19. Something that does bring me a lot of peace that I did find out was that it did rip his carotid, so he died very quickly and likely in no pain. knowing that he likely did not experience physical pain in that is truly comforting. One thing that is very haunting for me is he called me, and I was on the phone with my brother, who I'm not at the time was not very close with, and was getting to know him as a person and trying to fix my relationship with my family. And I was like, I'll call him right back, and ignored the call. So it is a bummer to know that he did die alone and scared, and that is something that definitely sits with me for sure. But it is what it is.
You said you were trying to heal your relationship with your family. The person, I should say, who did this is now in prison.
Yes.
Yeah. And they did it for a very arbitrary...
Yeah,
they're just a fucking crazy person.
So, he was a jealous boyfriend, and was not sober at the time, and just is a very damaged person who I hope gets help and can. I truly hope that he does not abandon himself to what he has done, and that he forgives himself and loves himself enough to be brave and persistent and suffer through becoming a different person.
Well, he has a lot of time to think about that. One of the things that's so interesting about
24 years.
Yeah, the carceral system is the question becomes, do you stew in it and become even more of a monster?
How much of labeling theory is at play here?
Yeah.
And it's a resources issue, you get to write a victim impact statement and address the judge, and you are allowed to request a sentence. And the thing that I requested was...
Wait, you're allowed to say what you want to happen to the person? I did not know that.
You can say, I'm requesting the maximum sentence for this person, blah, blah, blah. What I requested was that the judge separate this person from society as the judge deemed fit, and for the amount of time necessary for him to receive help to be fit to re-enter society.
So I want to look at that, and I want to take that to how you are generally on a deeper level, and say that that ability to see the humanity and hope for the humanity in a person most people would think of as, if not ontologically evil, then certainly when you commit a murder, I think for most people, oftentimes it's the most impactful thing they did in their entire life. For 99% of people, killing another person is the statement they left to the world, if they did that, in one way or another. The person they did it to doesn't feel it, but everyone else around is asked to sit in judgment of that person. Rightfully so, I'd say. But the fact that you're able to have empathy for him and compassion for him, I think stems back to the same reason you were talking to your brother to heal trauma with your family, which is that from a very young age, you had to live with a presence in your life that was complicated. You love complicated. You have loved or been put in the position to love, to be asked to love, very complicated men, and not fun complication. And do you feel that your close-up experience with these more extreme, dark personalities gives you more compassion for this guy who you've never even met and hopefully will never meet, or never will meet, ever?
I think so. I think that it's very easy when you are removed to see things in black and white. And the closer and closer you get, the more gray it is. And I think it is very easy to forget the human involved in the situation when, it's out of reach. But when it's people you know...
It's easier to hate people you know, I think. In my experience, I never feel the same level of... I guess that's not true. I feel a deeper anger at people I know when they do something wrong.
I think, is that more of a personal disappointment in that person not living up to who you thought they were and your disappointment playing into that anger? Or is it anger at the actual action and the real experience that action caused?
Third thing, and I think I was thinking too specific, it's my understanding of that person, not my expectation of them, but my understanding of that person changes to now include the new action.
Yeah.
And I go, okay, I thought you were fun crazy, or I thought you were an easygoing person. Turns out you have this whole edge that's not. This is very small in the scope of the stuff we're talking about.
I think the thing is that people are people and no one is disposable. And I think most people, if they really wanted to, could be anyone, any version of themselves that they wanted to be. I think it takes a lot of sustained bravery
and effort.
It takes an enormous effort. It takes a Herculean effort. And I think most people are, frankly, too scared, don't think that they can do it. They're not strong. They don't think they're strong enough, and therefore they're not. Or they haven't been put in a position to find out that they are.
Or they think they have themselves. I encounter a lot of people who are horribly depressed and feel like they can't finish anything and don't like life and feel like Trump's in my head or the internet's in my head, and I'm stressed out all the time and I wish I could just live on a farm.
Come on out to the farm, girly pop.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Your dad builds boats out there.
Yeah, my dad builds boats. I worked on a farm. I was a farmhand. I flipped houses. I did manual labor for, yeah, it's very rewarding. The
narratives people create are narratives because they have a beginning and a middle and an end.
We tell ourselves stories to live.
Yeah.
It is human nature since the dawn of humans to tell ourselves stories about things we don't understand.
Yeah.
We have to contextualize things. We have to understand we are meaning makers. We make meaning.
Well, that's why I hate when people say my life is pointless.
Yeah.
That's something you're generating. Yeah. All lives are pointless.
Yeah.
Einstein's life was pointless.
Nothing has any point at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really important to, especially when you experience life-altering things, even not just challenging things that change you even a little, to have someone to look at and be like, oh, I get to be the person on the other side one day. I get to help someone. I get to be the person that guides someone through the thick of it.
I need to exist to embody the thing that's saving me now.
Yeah. You have to make meaning, even though there isn't any. And it is, you are lying to yourself.
Oh, yeah.
And I think that's okay.
I don't think you're lying to yourself.
Because you're not lying to yourself, but I think it's like...
I think things are so meaningless.
It isn't objective. It isn't real.
Yes.
But it also isn't unreal.
Yes.
It is as real as it is to you, and it has to happen because everything is as real as we're experiencing it, and you have to have a reason. Even if the reason is just for the next person, I get to be the person on the other side. It is self-serving in a way, but it's self-serving to someone else's benefit.
Do you know my whole thing about God and religion? I, more than most people, hate God. And I'm a Jew culturally. I do not like religion.
Yeah.
Because I think what you said about lying to yourself is, I think religion is being offered an easy lie.
Absolutely
that you didn't have to create through your experience. There is meaning.
Yeah, you didn't fucking earn that lie.
You didn't earn that lie.
Earn that shit. I am the most spiritual and open I've ever been in my life, and I really feel like I have earned that. I have fought for that shit, and I feel like finding anything God adjacent, anything beyond our literal experience is something you have to I feel like each piece of spirituality and openness comes from transcendental pain.
Earning it.
Yeah.
Earning it, so
I think you have to fucking earn it.
Well, that's what I hate. I hate when people say stuff like, if there's no God in your life, how will you know to be a good person?
Now go fuck yourself.
And it's like, what's wrong with you?
What do you want to do right now?
Do you live in the
God
purge?
Isn't letting you, literally, what are you thinking in this moment? What ways are you trying to violate me?
But that's the key element of the current American conservative mindset that makes it make sense to me, and that I get, is, you fucking idiots, the world is bad.
Yeah.
And I agree with that.
Nothing is anything. Nothing is anything at all.
Dangerous. The world is dangerous.
Yes.
If you take away the guide rails of what our culture, what we are taught early on our culture is supposed to look like, which you, by the way, didn't have. That's actually one of the things that's most interesting to me about people, is that everyone's...
I was raised Catholic.
Yeah, but you're Tarzan.
Yeah.
Everyone's a little bit Tarzan. Everyone's a little raised by wolves.
Yeah.
Everybody's having an experience so beyond the pale of what they have an immediate reference point for? Like, think about your childhood. What was your cultural reference point for that? There isn't. We don't even show it.
Well, yeah.
Again, the smile. Every time I see that big, broad smile, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, we don't talk about my childhood.
We don't talk about your childhood.
Yeah.
We talk about my childhood too much.
It's interesting, you know, though, like, not killing yourself. I distinctly remember exactly where I was. I was driving in the car with my sister on Sussex Avenue, and I looked over at her, and I was like, I can never kill myself. I have a job to do.
Speaking of good people.
I'm going to cry if we talk about my sister. I'm so proud of her.
So the thing I love about Superman that people always make fun of is that he's a Boy Scout and he's a good guy.
Yeah.
Except for people, the thing that's funny about people saying it's unrealistic is people become Doctors Without Borders, people become childhood crash emergency surgeons,
Yeah.
people do heroic things all the time, and we do not celebrate them.
No.
What's on your list? Let's do your list before we have to get out of here. Let's
pee so bad.
pee there. Then I can monetize this.
All right. On Max's list, we have.
Wait, do I have an Alex's list?
Yeah, and then I have a general. First, do you want me to read the general list?
You go. Well, we have little time, so
I'm just
maybe-
going to go through it. Licorice, finding a home / building a home in a house, kids parenting relationship styles, emotional intensity, finding stability without compromising the saturation of the emotional experience, inspiring You're So Strong grief. Then we have.
So we ended up talking about a lot of this organically.
We have Ask Max about favorite script being worked on, Lights on the Trees / house goals, working out and feeling good in your body, and Pitch to Me. And for me, we have here.
Your short film, which we talked about,
Mm-hmm.
Strasbourg, which we talked about, Jiu-Jitsu, which we didn't. Do you want to start?
I do jujitsu.
She does
We
jiu-jitsu and
talked
is
about
quite good at it, and dates a jiu-jitsu man.
Yes, he.
So if you lose at jiu-jitsu, if she loses, he walks in, beats the shit out of you.
Yeah,
anyway.
if you beat me at jujitsu, my boyfriend materializes.
He's like a summon in a video game. Wait.
He's also a cage fighter.
So fave script being worked on. As you know, I work on 12 things at
Yeah.
once. And this year, writing-wise, is the most, if not financially successful, the most productive screenwriting in my life. By the end of this year, I will have finished 12 features.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 of them with writing partners, the rest by myself. And these aren't like crazy features. They're pretty good because I'm back. I have agents again. I have a manager again. I'm working again. I want to I've sold some things, but I'm not targeting that way the way I used to. The thing that made me successful as a screenwriter was a combination of 4 things. Placement. I grew up in LA. My dad's John Landis. That helps a lot less than you'd think, but it does help.
Sure.
Once you're in the door, it doesn't help you at all.
Yeah.
But getting to the door, it's very helpful. Once
Yeah.
you're in the door, it's literally often a negative because the person coming into the situation has pre-existing ideas or has had interaction.
Especially
my dad,
Especially your dad, yeah.
who has a whole.
Has his own whole thing.
I'll have one of these episodes. I'll talk about Twilight Zone and my father and everything.
Do you think he would come do it, the podcast with you?
Never. The script I'm most excited about right now that I'm working on.
Please say Love Potion number 9.
I love Love Potion number 9.
I loved that one.
Which is a 28 Days Later style outbreak movie about a drug that makes you want to party and fuck and have a great time.
I have
so
to
it's
say
a
also-
disaster movie about a party. It's like Project X at the scale of Dawn of the Dead.
That one, and sorry, I'm answering your question for you. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Is Grace.
Grace.
Grace goes crazy.
You know I want to do it on YouTube because I don't know how the fuck I get movie money to do Grace. I wrote a script called Grace with my friend Scout Dixon that I deliberately wrote
It's so good.
because I was like, no one will ever make this. And it's about trauma. It's a horror movie about BPD and childhood trauma in which no one is physically injured and no one dies, although that's a spoiler. It uses horror it uses parental abuse. We cavalierly present sexual assault, murder, serial killers. Ryan Murphy sexualizes serial killers. We present the murderers as funny. We present murder as punchline in movies. We present sexual things as punchline as movies. We are gentler about trauma and childhood trauma. And we use a BPD nightmare mother in the same way that Sam Raimi uses the Necronomicon in this movie. I'm so glad you like it.
I love Grace.
But the one I'm most excited about is probably either the antagonist, which you're probably going to read later today, because I'm finishing it today.
And yeah.
Which you don't know what it's about.
I read some yesterday.
Yeah, but you shouldn't know what it's about.
I don't know what it's about. I'm so excited to read it for the first time.
And probably True Believer,
Okay.
which is about a down on his luck UFC fighter.
Yeah.
Who is now the janitor at a gym. He has a professional record of 5-0, which is like, how the fuck do you get booked to fight professionally 5 times if you lose every time? And the answer is he's never been knocked out. He went the distance with 2 former world champions, 3 future world champions.
Okay.
So he kept getting fights, but eventually he was a joke and he was a loser and everything fell apart. His brother got obese. His mom got ankylosing spondylitis and then eventually fell apart and died. His dad's not in the family. He lives in Chicago. He's fucking miserable. He lives at his old trainer's gym. And he gets this offer that for fighters, if you go to this door in downtown and you go in the door and close the door, you'll black out, but when you come out, you'll have $20,000 in your pocket. And you might be sore, and it feels like something happened to you, but you don't know what. He goes to the door, and he starts doing it. He starts getting money. His life starts getting better, but when he looks in the mirror, he keeps hearing this voice and seeing this rotten woman, and she goes, "Ravanya, you belong to me!" And he goes, "Ah!" But then that only happens like every once in a while, so he goes to this guy who told him about the door, and he goes, "Hey, I'm kind of seeing this woman who screams at me." And the guy goes, "Ignore it. Don't listen to what it says. It's lying. It's not real." And he goes, "I'm not dumb. Is it lying or is it not real?" And the guy goes, "It's not real. And if you talk to it or you engage with it, it's going to fuck with your money." And he goes, "I don't want to fuck with my money." So he spray paints, she appears in reflect, he spray paints all the mirrors in his apartment black. But now he's pulling in like $100,000. He goes to the door more than anyone else. She keeps popping out on him. And finally, he hears the name and he's like, Ravanya. He tries to Google it, there's nothing. He has to go to the library. Dead religions of the Mesopotamian world. Holy fuck, you're in a book! You're in a book, you're real! You belong to me! No, shut up. You're real, you're in the book, you're famous. What the fuck? Here's what the movie is. It's a poor pitch. I'll do a good pitch after this to make up with it that I'm better at.
I love it.
It's a cool movie. It's a good script.
Yeah.
Sometimes pitches are hard because I'll give you a great pitch that's a hard script.
Okay. I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm listening.
So what it is that when you go in that door, this sort of Knights Templar, for years and years and years, gathered up all of the pagan gods. And they all became demons, in the wake of the rise of Christianity. But these are the guys who 2 millennia ago were entrusted with guarding all of the gods from 10,000 years ago. Because no one believes in them, so they're powerless. Mm-hmm. And what they do, because they have access to them, and the world is falling into iniquity, and these guys are very wealthy, Illuminati, Epstein-type guys, they get guys off the street, and they do a ritual, and they have one god possess this guy, one god possess this guy, and then it's a fight club. And they watch the gods fight each other in these awesome Mortal Kombat style fights. So every time he's gone in there, he's killed someone. Mm-hmm. And she takes over.
That's crazy.
Except he goes, "Wait a minute. I don't believe in anything.
Yeah.
My life sucks. There's clearly no fate. I've stopped believing in myself. My coach who died, this Korean guy who kept booking me these big fights, who really believed in me, died. And that proved to me there's nothing.
Yeah.
Oh, there's something. There's you. And every motherfucker in a tie who laughs at me while I wait for my food stamps. And every motherfucker who made millions of dollars betting that I would lose is in a room somewhere using my body and watching and laughing. Well, no. This time they're wrong and I'm right. Because there's a God. And it's with me. And they don't know what I know. And I'm coming for all of them. And it becomes a love story between him and the demon possessing him.
Aww.
And a jailbreak movie of, it goes from Fight Club to releasing the demon gods. But again, it's a script pitch. You want to hear a good pitch? I'll do this one dry. It's for a movie I've wanted to make forever called Slow. Slow is about a kid named Dudley. He's a kid, he's 26, high-functioning Down syndrome. High-functioning Down syndrome people, have you interacted with a lot of them?
Not a lot, but a
it's
handful.
interesting because other than the speech affectations and certain gaps, A lot of them are very quick and funny, and you don't see it coming.
Yeah.
Because there's such a wide spectrum within Down syndrome.
Right.
So he's doing really well. He lives on his own in the same town as his parents. He works at a grocery store. He was a bagger. Then he was a cashier. Now he's in charge of stocks. He literally fills out papers and has to keep track of things that are hard for a Down syndrome person.
Yeah.
But he's doing good at it. Met a girl online. She doesn't have Down syndrome, but she has a different developmental disorder.
Okay.
She only lives 3-hour drive away.
Okay.
So he makes plans. I'm going to go see her. I have a girlfriend. Goes to his dad. His dad is like, you are not going 3 hours away.
Yeah.
How are you going to get there? And he's like, well, I could take the bus or I could just pay for an Uber. I have enough money to pay for like a $300 Uber. Dad, I really want to see my girlfriend. You know, you can't. And the dad in front of the mom just basically goes like, you are not safe to travel. You think you know what the world is like and you don't. You don't know people. People will take advantage of you.
Yeah.
And Dudley is like, my whole life you have wanted me to live alone and be independent.
Yeah.
And now that I actually want to see a girl, now it's dangerous. And the dad goes, you don't get to fucking yell at me and talk to me that way. Get the fuck out of here. And Dudley's like, oh, you want me to go to my room? I don't have to. I can go home. They're in a huge fight. He has to cancel on the girl. He's miserable. The mom talks to dad. She's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, Arnold?
Yeah.
What was that? And the dad is like, I do not know. The idea of him going out there really scared me because I've been in bad health lately. And the idea that I wouldn't be able to do anything scares me. Well, why don't we, he calls Dudley to make peace with him and he goes, hey, I have a surprise for you. I will drive you there. Dudley's like, that's great. I don't need it. And the dad goes, well, let me spend time with you. Let me apologize with you. And Dudley thinks about it and he goes, okay. The dad goes, okay, we'll go up the mountain, out into the woods. Because they're like in somewhere with mountains and woods. That's important. I should mention that. It's a lots of trees movie.
Okay.
And they go, okay, we'll go up and we'll go fishing. They go up and they go fishing. The dad goes, you know, Dudley, can I speak honestly with you? I wish I could say that you're capable to live in the adult world, but I don't know that you are. And I don't know how you'd prove that to me. And they're up by this ravine and Dudley goes, okay, well, I don't know how I'll prove that to you either because I'm still trying to learn that myself. And the dad goes, well, you know, major stroke. Collapses, paralyzes on the right side of his body, collapses. 2.5 miles from the car, Dudley doesn't have a driver's license. 6.5 miles down the mountain to the nearest rest stop. It's sunset. There's snow beginning to fall. Dudley has to carry his dad to the car, tries to drive the car. It's too confusing, almost drives off the road, parks the car and realizes what I have to do is walk down the mountain to the gas station and I have to get help. And the dad this is a put up or shut up moment. This is literally the thing he was talking about. So he starts crying because he's worried Dudley's going to get lost and die, but Dudley gets his cell phone. He charges his dad's cell phone. He closes up the car. He goes, don't move. He starts walking down the mountain. And he gets about halfway down the mountain. And he's tired. And then a car up there pulls off into a road. And he goes, shit. He goes, hey, help, help. And he chases after the car. The car goes down into a clearing in the woods. And then 4 guys walk out of the car and go into the woods. So he kind of chases after them going, ah! Like that. And they don't hear him. And so finally he's tired, and he's so tired from running to catch a car, he can't even talk. And he sees the guys talking, and one of them goes, and the other one goes, yeah, boom, and shoots him in the head. And Dudley goes, oh, like that, and all 3 of the guys look at Dudley. And Dudley's like, and the one guy turns to shoot Dudley too, and the other guy goes, what are you doing? He doesn't know what's going on. Hey. Are you lost? We were having an argument and he got a boo-boo. Are you lost? We can't fucking let him go. Well, then what are we going to do? He doesn't know what he saw. He won't remember this. You know Down syndrome. Yeah, I have a brother who's Down syndrome. He's not Down syndrome. He's autistic. It's the same thing. They're not smart. He doesn't get it. We can just send him on his way. I'm not letting him leave. Dudley during all this is like this. Is he okay? See, he doesn't know what's going on. He fell down. Yeah, he's fucking man. Put him in the car. He's slow. What unfolds is a David Mamet style single location thriller where Dudley has to manipulate by playing different levels of functioning these three guys against each other.
Wow.
And it's like a Coen Brothers, Finchery, and it's a huge role for a Down syndrome actor.
Yeah.
It's the Down syndrome movie. Fuck Peanut Butter Falcon.
I fucking hated that.
And I know guys, I've been in special ed my whole life. I've known guys who could kill this.
Yeah.
And you never see them represented ever.
Yeah.
And people talk about representation. Make an R-rated thriller that fucking kicks ass, blue and black on screen, good color correction, great performances, fucking Javier Bardem, Steve Zahn, like a murderer's row of great character actors who are the guys, and then the ultimate role for someone with Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question and we will end on that note.
Okay.
So you and I both control our anxiety and the stress in our life.
Yes.
We have both discovered working out.
Oh my God, I love working out.
Physical movement. So I avoided working out for the first 35 years of my life. It is now a necessary part of maintaining. And by the way, it's so annoying because when I tell guys to work out, most of the time they go, oh, I will. But when you tell girls to work out, especially girls who are telling you they're depressed, you're like, well, you should work out. They go, oh, so I'm fat. It's connected to my body dysmorphia and my mom.
And it's definitely connected to first of all, it's all connected to my mom.
Everything's connected to
I just want to say, daddy issues, fun, weird, difficult sometimes. Mommy issues,
underrated.
Insane. Scary. I love working out. I was a ballet dancer my whole life. I danced very, very seriously. I was like on the pre-professional track, professional training, all that. Stopped dancing for a variety of reasons, including injury and whatever. And recently discovered jiu-jitsu. I discovered it just before my partner passed. It literally saved my life. It was, you're not allowed to kill yourself till you've gone to the gym kind of thing. So it's like every day I was like, what am I doing?
Having a structure even.
Yes.
If you don't have a 9-to-5, the structure.
In a big empty house, I just moved across the country. My life was literally a cloud. And all I knew was gym at 6 p.m. That was it. I love it. I've been competing. I've competed competed twice, kind of. I'm really excited to compete again. It has been such a joy. And I find that working out is critical for my mental health.
And then when you don't do it, you're hungry for it and you miss it.
Yes. And it's really obvious. Like, it's very, very clear. You feel it. You really know. You can tell, like, my fuse is shorter, my, like, extended, like, emotional regulation skills, my extended compassion, everything.
I feel less good.
Yeah.
Just generally.
No, me no feel good.
No feel good.
Sweating time, feel good.
So it's good that you love jiu-jitsu, but we are sadly out of time, says this. Come on frame.
Do you want to come say hi?
Come in. No, you stay right there. Yeah, sit in her lap.
I don't know. Is this?
Would you like to sit on my lap?
A lot of guys on OnlyFans pay a lot for this.
Come here, buddy.
Actually, okay.
I'm really fine with it. I wouldn't have tapped my lap if I wasn't.
So
hiya, buddy. We're best friends now.
Well, no, because we are actually. He's making us stop. So you and I gotta everybody together. Boo! Boo!
Protect him.
What, you protect him? You've fallen in love with him. He seems vulnerable.
Thank you. I feel safe.
Thank you.
Good. Look at these guns, dude.
He's a big dude. This is what I'm talking about. Look. Sorry for touching you.
Oh my God, you're just manhandling
me. You see how his bicep is like wide? I'm strong, right? I am strong, but I can't, it's skinny no matter what. I got the ET wrist, and you have like a normal human.
I'm also like 5'8".
The arm of a man.
You guys are built so differently. It's apples and oranges.
Oh, God damn it. I like apples better than oranges. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Hey.
Of course.
Max.
We did it.
We did it.
We did it again.
For
Oh my God, great shot. Look at your butt. Wow. Cut.